I am Leyla Amara, and this is my new series called Different Emotions and How They Show Up in the Body. And today I'm going to be speaking to you about grief and the lungs. So let's dive right into it. When we talk about grief, most people would think that grief is related to the heart, which in some ways it is, but it also has a secret hiding place, and that secret hiding place is the lungs. Now, our lungs, they're like our interface of life. We inhale in and we exhale what we no longer need. So when you think of the lungs, it's more of a, that's better, shade. Our lungs are like our interface of life. We breathe in what we need, think oxygen, and we exhale what no longer serves us. The same goes for emotions in the body. Now, in emotional anatomy, the lungs are directly linked to grief and loss. And think about it for a second. When we are going through grief, it could be losing someone, it could be losing a thing, it could be losing a relationship, some form of loss. You'll notice a change in the way you breathe, or in your breathing. You gasp, you might have a more sharper breath, you might stop breathing deeply altogether. You'll always notice a change in the way that you breathe. Your body isn't just physical, it's emotional, it's chemical, it's energetic. Now, when we experience grief, the nervous system goes into a protective state. You might notice from yourself or from someone that you've seen go through grief, loss, the shoulders round forward, the chest collapses slightly. So you got your rounded shoulders, the chest collapses slightly, and the diaphragm tightens. This is your body trying to protect itself from receiving all of the grief and loss all at once. And this posture physically limits how much air can go into your lungs, and in turn creates shallow breaths in the upper chest. Now, on an energetic level, this is your body and your nervous system trying to protect itself and armor itself from receiving the grief and the loss all at once. But here's the thing: when you don't process grief, your body stores it, and you stay in this posture or this energetic state for as long as it takes for you to clear that grief. And it will show up in physical ways, such as chronic chest tightness, breathlessness, sometimes even skin issues, because the lungs are connected to the skin. It's like your body will stay in this constant state of armor, as I said earlier, until the grief is resolved. Now, your lungs and your skin are both boundary organs, in the sense of your lungs are like your internal boundaries. What oxygen to kind of breathe in and what gets released. And yeah, sorry, the wind, as much as I love the wind, it just decided to knock my camera over. As I was saying, the skin is more of the external boundary. It's like your external layer and what filters through your skin So with what oxygen you take into your body determines the amount of nutrients that your body receives through that fresh oxygen flow and what it decides to exhale. So really your breath is a major key role in your overall health, including your skin. So what are some signs that you still have grief in the lungs? Okay, let's dive into that. So the first one is slouching. Now, posture is a key part to understand our bodies. Posture is a key thing that we all need to be aware of in our everydays. Because sometimes it's difficult to try and kind of like think about your posture when you're always in your mind. And when you're always like constantly on the go, you might not actively notice yourself. That's why self-awareness is so important. And being in your body is so important. So posture, that's number one. I'm going to say posture is a really big one. So you often notice yourself slouching forward, and you might notice that you have difficulty taking a full deep breath. You know, like those full breaths that are kind of, and they go to the bottom of your lungs, like, and they reach where they need to reach, like a full breath would reach. Like, you have difficulty doing that. That's another like little sign that you're still holding grief in your body. And another one might be a constant feeling of heaviness or pressure in your chest. It's like a constant, just heaviness. Like why am I feeling a pressure here? Why is there a feeling of pressure in my chest? That's another way of telling. Another sign might be that you have repeated respiratory problems or respiratory distress without any clear medical evidence, like any clear medical explanation. So it's kind of like you're feeling like the coughing that I mentioned earlier, the breathlessness, like, and there's no like medical reason for it. That could be kind of like a reason why you're holding that grief inside your body. And another one would be where you get emotional, or you get kind of like tearful during certain exercises, like running. Fly on my leg. Like running, or anything that involves breath work, like movement. That's your telltale sign that your body's holding that emotion, and you feel kind of emotional because you're moving and it's releasing through you. That's another way to tell. And if that sounds familiar, it doesn't mean that you're broken or anything like that. It just means that your body was just trying to protect itself, and now it's safe for you to let go of that and to continue to create again, and to feel a relief in a sense. Now that you've acknowledged that perhaps maybe I might need some kind of like help to release these emotions out of my body so that I can feel a little bit better again, you know. I created a little release for you, and it's very simple, but I'm going to show you how your mind and your imagination is so powerful, and how the same mind and imagination and emotions that got you into that protective state in the first place will be the very thing that takes you away from that. And this is a little practice for you. Okay, I'm gonna sit in the sun for this one. What a beautiful day. And okay, I want you to sit in a position that feels comfortable for you, ideally upright and straight. And I want you to put a hand over your chest. Put one hand on your chest and maybe one hand on your belly. And breathe in take that breath, breathe in through your nose. And I want you to imagine your lungs as wings. I want you to imagine your lungs as wings. 2 wings on each side, whatever colour, whatever shape you want them to be, that's your choice. Sorry, I had something in my eye there, I'm not crying. Take that breath and breathe in and hold it, hold the breath. And then when you breathe out, I want you to imagine the wings expanding. Breathe out. So you got your wings and you're breathing out and the wings are expanding. They're expanding. Wings are now expanding out. Your lungs are expanding. And as you do, the wings are expanding. And I want you to say out loud, or whisper, or say in your mind out loud, I now receive life. I now receive life. I now receive life. Yeah, I want you to imagine all the grief, if you know it or it's not, if it's unspoken, it's a loss, it's a death, it's anything. It could be absolutely anything that makes you feel like you've had some kind of a grief, a loss. So I want you to imagine that, or if you can't imagine it and you can't pinpoint it and you don't know what it is, but you know the emotion, you know the sadness, and you know the anger and the frustration, or whatever it might be to you. I want you to imagine that exiting as your wings expand and as you state to yourself that you now are receiving life. I want you to picture that leaving your body with every breath in and every breath out. Now you can repeat this 5 to 7 times until you feel a subtle change, because everything takes a little bit of time, or it might be instant, depends on how much you put into this. It's all about what you put in is what you will get out. What you feel after, it might be subtle, it might be a subtle change, it might just be that you've recognized, or it might just be that you need to complete that over and over again and keep doing it until you feel a change. And this is like a small little task that you can do. It's very simple, it's very basic. You will notice a difference, and it trains your brain to try and breathe normally again, and to try and release that, and to receive. And it is also important to note that grief doesn't just disappear overnight. It comes in waves, and your lungs might hold the pain, but they also hold the freedom. And every breath you take is a conscious effort for you to live life again. That's just something to take with you and follow into. This has been an introduction into this new series. I have more of this in other videos coming. This was a very brief introduction, as I said, of where certain emotions are stored in the body and how they'll show up. Take care and listen to your body. Until next time.